Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the CHOFETZ CHAIM, Klal Daled, the fourth chapter here, and we're talking again about learning how to judge your fellow Jew in a favorable fashion. And the CHOFETZ CHAIM is going again and again to prove the point that it's almost impossible that you're going to be able to speak a single word of Lashon Hara about anyone, even if you're convinced that what they did is wrong. We're always looking for the silver lining in their actions. We're always looking for a way to absolve them and to control ourselves from sharing that information with anyone else. Everything that we've written so far about not being allowed to report the transgression that Reuven might have seen Shimon violate. That's even talking about a person who's only average in other areas of his shmiras hamitzvahs, his observance of the mitzvahs. He's not a big tzaddik. You don't see him davening always. He doesn't always come on time. He's not always careful what comes out of his mouth. He's not so ehrlich that you know that he's filled with Yiras Shamayim. He's an average fellow, and being average these days also is a pretty good thing for Klal Yisrael. So even if he's just average, he's an average. Sometimes he does the right thing, sometimes he does the wrong thing, like all of us. You're not allowed to go and share his actions and his activities of Lashon Hara. The kol shekain, all the more so. If the person that you catch doing the avera, doing something wrong, is a Talmud Chacham, he's a Torah scholar, someone that you know has a fear of sin. However, right now, his Yetzer Hara got the best of him, which is a common function of the human condition. Says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, it's certainly a major sin for Reuven to go and publicize the actions of the sin of the Talmud Chacham or the Yirei Chet, the one who fears God. If you go and you reveal this about such a person, you now are making a terrible mistake. Because the Asr Afilu Lahayir Acharav, even to have bad thoughts about this person. I can't believe that rabbi did such a thing. I can't believe I thought this person was such a Yirei Chet. Now I see the way that he behaves on his vacations. I can't believe such a thing. Even to think those things, says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, is also, you're not allowed to do such a thing. Why? Ki bevadai asa tshuva, because certainly this person did tshuva. This is quoting the Gemara over here. If you see a Talmud Chacham, you see a Torah scholar, you see someone who's a tzaddik, and they sinned, so you have to assume that they feel bad, and they certainly did tshuva, like the Gemara, like he's about to quote over here. Ve'af im yitzra nischazek pamachas, because if his yitzhar got him one time, nafshay mara loyachar kachazeh, you can be guaranteed that this tzaddik of a person is so distraught and he's so embittered over the actions that he did, what he did wrong. His heart is trembling and is fearful about the terrible transgression that he violated, and he's overwhelmed with his guilt for doing such a thing. Like I say, just teach us. If you see a Talmud Chacham, you saw him transgress a sin at night, by the next day, by the time the sun comes up, don't think anything bad about him. Because you can be guaranteed that he did tshuva, that he repented from his ways. And therefore, says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, be careful. Do not judge. Do not rush to conclusions. Do not condemn a person because you see them do the wrong thing. You must give every single yid, especially Talmidei Chachamim, especially tzaddikim, you must give them the benefit of the doubt that if in fact they did something wrong, they will catch themselves quickly, they will have charata, they will regret, they will have mariris hanefesh, they will feel bitter over what they've done, and they will certainly do tshuva, and they won't do it again. And therefore, says the CHOFETZ CHAIM, be careful. You see someone do something wrong, don't jump to conclusions, have patience, and understand you have to judge them on the side of good, and assume with all of your heart that by the time that the sun has risen, or the time that they get home from after you saw them commit their sin, they're already doing tshuva, they're already crying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu with great regret and vidui and admittance to what they did wrong, their confessional, and that way we'll never judge another Jew in the wrong way. We'll always try to see the good and understand that people make mistakes, just as we know that we make mistakes. We would like people to be forgiving of us. We also be forgiving of them, and in that zechus and Yetz Hashem will control our mouths from lashon hara and condemning our fellow Jew when we have no reason to, and it's a terrible prohibition to do such a thing. Have a wonderful day.